Today, we have Dr. Jack Wolfson here to answer your questions. And if you have a question that you want answered, go to questions@chantelrayway.com. So our first question is,
what is your thoughts on the vegan diet for cholesterol?
Cholesterol has been so demonized. If it's so bad, why does our body make it? Vitamin D is cholesterol. When the sun hits cholesterol coursing through the skin, it turns it into vitamin D. If someone has high cholesterol, it's more likely a sunshine deficiency syndrome. The importance of food is here, and the importance of sunshine is here. Sun exposure is much more important than the food that you eat. It's the sunshine that can really heal everything. And I'm a believer. I'm a huge proponent of sun exposure.
Now, I know your book is obviously called The Paleo Cardiologist. Do you believe that the paleo diet is critical for everyone, or just people who are really struggling and prone to heart conditions?
The book is called The Paleo Cardiologist, The Natural Way to Heart Health. And it's not just about paleo nutrition. And of course, paleo means old Stone Age, prehistoric, before recorded history. The whole idea is to live as much as we can like our ancestors, but do it in the 21st century. So what does that mean? So it's about eating the right hunter-gatherer foods. It's about eating tons of organic vegetables. It's about eating organic nuts and seeds and eggs and avocados and coconuts and wild seafood and free-range grass-fed meats. It's the diet that our ancestors have been eating for millions of years. To me, everything else is a fad. The reality is that every society in the history of the world has been a paleo eater. And the evidence is there. The evidence is clear. I see it in my patients as well. Why try and reinvent the wheel with some other diet when the paleo or ancestral or hunter-gatherer, that's what's working.
Can you explain the difference in the two types of cholesterol, and what do you think is causing this?
Chapter 1 of my book is called Cholesterol is King. It's because our body makes cholesterol for a reason. Every animal species on planet Earth makes cholesterol for a reason. Breast milk contains cholesterol. Eggs contain cholesterol because that's how a chicken comes to life. Cholesterol is not the bad guy. It's not the villain. Everybody needs cholesterol, and what we need to do is find the perfect level for you, for this person, that person. Everybody has their perfect, what I would say is caveman cholesterol or paleo cholesterol. We need the perfect level for you. This whole thing about bad and good is pharmaceutical company jargon. It is to vilify this, to scare us, so we take their pharmaceuticals. Now, your total cholesterol may have gone up, but the most important thing is not total cholesterol, that's for sure. The most important thing is your ratio of LDL particles to HDL particles. And you'd like to have lower LDL particles and higher HDL particles. You need to find a way to get the advanced lipoprotein testing where you're looking, preferably the best measurement, Chantel. I'm not surprised that intermittent fasting has done well. We see it, and it's in the medical literature. It's in the medical literature, intermittent fasting. I love it. I think it's a phenomenal strategy to heart and total body health.
I just recently had a food sensitivity test, and the things that I got flagged for were things like spinach, lettuce, and pineapple, which I thought was really strange. Do you think my issues have anything to do with leaky gut?
One more time about the healing of the leaky gut. Chantel, our ancestors went to sleep with the sun down, they woke up in the sunrise, and then they spent the day in and out of the sun, and they were naked. When is the last time you were naked in the sun?
Do you literally just go out in your backyard and just strip down naked and go, I'm going to make sure that I get X amount of sun?
In my book, I tell in there when I talk about sunshine, I say, be careful on the weekends, because if you come over to the Wolfson household and you peek over the fence, you're likely to see all of us running around the backyard naked.
The problem is we do live on the water, and so you can see all the other houses on the water, but it is what it is. Health is most important, right?
You know something? I don't care about your neighbor's opinion of you walking around naked. I don't care. Neither should you. I got patients, once again, that come from all over the world because, I get people from, from Seattle, Portland, Minnesota, Canada, Norway, South Korea, places where they're not used to getting any sun exposure and they're sick. And, when I speak all over the world at these lectures and conferences and I tell people, hey, come out to Arizona. It's sunny in Arizona 450 days a year. It's sunny here at night. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, what do I do about my neighbors? I'm like, I don't care about your neighbors. I care about you and your health. If your neighbors have a problem with you walking around your yard naked, that's their problem, not yours.
What else would you say is a big proponent to helping that leaky gut?
Once again, back to the basics, the sun, the sleep, eating the organic food, alcohol causes leaky gut. Over-the-counter pharmaceuticals and pharmaceuticals cause leaky gut. Stress causes leaky gut. Stress and cardiac risk, no bueno. Very bad.
What is your opinion on the red light therapy?
I'm a huge fan of red light. I'm very anti-blue light, like so many other people are in the space, but I'm pro-sunlight. And the best source of red light is the sun. Whenever the sun's out, guns out. Get outside, get that sunshine, soak it up while you can, whenever you can. Remember back in the day when people would take smoking breaks? Well, you take a sunshine break. You go outside for 10, 15 minutes.
I don't know about you guys, but I am stressed. And if you're feeling overwhelmed this holiday season, then I get it. With all the family get-togethers, it is just a relentless source of stress. But anyway, there is something that I've got called Stress Guardian, and it's actually made by Bioptimizers, the people who make the magnesium breakthrough, which I love, love, love. But anyway, they are literally made this new product. It has 14 adaptogenic herbs, and it just regulates your stress. I just actually took some right this second, and it's awesome. If you go to stressguardian.com/wasteaway,
use coupon code Chantel Ray 10.
It's stressguardian.com/wasteaway. Go there now.
Tell me about some of your favorite things that you love to eat every day. What would that be for you?
I start off every morning with a greens drink, if you will. So it is my products that I formulated, that I manufactured. My daily greens, my product called Heartbeat, which is my organic beetroot powder, and then another product we have called Superfood, and that's the Chlorella spirulina. Everything's organic, no fillers, glass bottles, everything is on the up and up. My patients have been enjoying that for years. Those things are available on my website. They're also incidentally available on Amazon. Other food, in my lunch is typically a big giant salad with a can of sardines. We have a salad dressing recipe on our website that includes anchovies. I'm a big fan of spices. Spices is where the pharmaceuticals came from. All the cardiac drugs came from the spice industry. So open up your spice drawer and dump it into your food. All that stuff is all really good.
When you're talking about your greens, so you actually take the greens, the superfood, and the beetroot powder. You'll take a scoop of all three and make yourself a smoothie with it then.
The greens is a phenomenal way to get all those green leafy vegetables and fruits and some fiber into your diet. The Heartbeat product is a combination of three different, the beetroot powder, beetroot juice powder, and the beet green powder. It's in a glass bottle, no fillers, nothing else added, no flow agents, just pure 100% food. And what that does is it increases nitric oxide. Nitrogen and oxygen together form nitric oxide to open up the blood vessels. If you were having chest pain, you went to the hospital, they'd give you a nitro under the tongue. It gets converted into nitric oxide. People are deficient in food-based nitrates, and that's the product called Heartbeat. We affectionately call that the boner juice, because anything that boosts nitric oxide will not only regulate your blood pressure, but will also increase blood flow, including to the organs where you would like it most. It does help with female blood flow to their genitalia as well. It's in the literature.
A lot of articles would say, switch from eating meat
to eating fish, what would your advice to that person be?
Cholesterol is in every single cell. Vitamin D comes from cholesterol. Cholesterol is coursing through the skin, running through the arteries and veins of the skin. The sun hits it and turns it into vitamin D. People with the highest levels of vitamin D have the lowest risk of everything. So we need cholesterol to form that vitamin D.
Why, when they were eating plant-based, I think it was like a 300% increase in the number of erections they were having per night?
Humans are omnivores, none of which were ever vegans. This is incongruous with optimal human health. It's just what humans do. Follow whatever diet you want to follow. I hope people run out and they get tons of sunshine, because before there were ever humans and before there was ever deciding on what to eat, there was the sun. In every version of the study, in every version of the story, the sun came first.
Did you guys know that 97% of Americans are deficient in at least one mineral? It's true. You need more than a dozen minerals for your body to function at its best. But with the standard American diet, it's almost impossible. So here's where Beam Minerals comes in. Guess what? All you have to do, take one little shot of this one little shot of this one, and guess what? It looks like this, but it tastes like water. Take one shot and boom, in 30 seconds a day, you're getting an entire thing of minerals instead of an entire cabinet of supplement bottles. So with Beam Minerals, we make mineral balance simple.
Talk about salt being a substitute. What is your take on that?
Well, I think there is some evidence that clearly people that consume higher salt diets do have an increased risk of hypertension. That part is definitely true. I think they're okay to add in moderation when you're cooking. Now, in your situation, you're talking about a salt substitute. Those are typically potassium chloride type products, so they have that salty type of taste, but instead of sodium, they're potassium, and potassium actually lowers blood pressure down. I recommend eating high potassium foods, things like avocado. You can do sweet potato, and to me, the ultimate in quality food are the meats, the eggs, the seafood.
Let's talk about resting heart rate. Another thing that I'm hearing people say is that their resting heart rate is higher than normal. What are some of the factors that could be involved in that?
If their pulse is higher, it can mean a lot of different things. But clearly, I would say, different, food sensitivities, food toxicities, all that stuff can play a role. I would look at, all these other factors, mold, are they being exposed to mold? What is their sleep like? What is their sunshine like? Again, what is their diet like when it comes to higher heart rates? Certainly, as we exercise and we're physically active, heart rate should naturally come down. Also things like, meditation, yoga, tai chi, things that balance the parasympathetic autonomic nervous system. We want to make sure that that is in balance. And that's very important.
What about heart palpitations? I've seen some questions come through where people are saying, I've gone to the doctor, my heart's fine, I don't, have high blood pressure, I don't have all these other things, but I'm having just random heart palpitations. What could be some possible root causes of that?
Number one, let's see exactly what we're dealing with. Is it something? Is it nothing? Is it something serious? Is it something not serious? And then after that, when we determine what it is, now we want to go after what the cause is. So therefore, we can look at things like intracellular magnesium, intracellular potassium, and also cellular levels of omega-3, for example, amongst many other tests that we can talk about. But this goes back to the vegan story. The vegan does not get the EPA and DHA into their cells and their cell membranes. So now you get cellular irritability. People with the highest levels of omega-3, EPA, DHA have the lowest risk of a lot of these heart rhythm issues.
How can regular fasting kind of benefit your cardiovascular system as a whole?
Fasting gives the liver a chance to rest, so it's no longer processing food, and it's able to kind of process what's going on in the body. And the liver actually does a lot of different things. It's an amazing organ. And one of the things the liver does is it clears out old cholesterol by clearing out LDL particles and HDL particles. So if we give the liver the time to be able to clear out the old stuff, then we remove that from circulation and we find the perfect cholesterol, LDL, HDL for each one of us. And fasting allows us to do that, to kind of reset the whole system, to allow the body again to finally have time to repair itself. Our ancestors, as paleo hunter-gatherer ancestors, they weren't eating 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day, 6 meals a day, or some people are just eating all day long. And that's where fasting can come in. However you want to do it, whether it's a 24-hour fast or a 36-hour fast or extended fasts, I think that there's value for all of those.
Guys, I just want to interrupt for just a second, and I want you to hear Paul Saladino talk about why liver is so important. And if you don't like liver, we have another option for you.
Your ancestors were eating liver. And the reason that this sort of wisdom has been passed down is because liver is very nutritious. It's basically nature's multivitamin. If you look at the nutrients in meat, they're great. You've got zinc, you got B6, you got B12, you got some K2. But if you look at liver, it really complements what's in muscle meat. And there are many unique nutrients found in organs, specifically liver as a powerhouse of these, that are difficult to obtain outside of liver. Like meat and organs are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. They're supposed to be eaten together. The easiest way to eat liver is just to do it raw. If you don't want to eat liver raw, you can cook it. But the reason that I like to do it raw is because there are unique nutrients in liver that are probably somewhat degraded when you cook the liver.
This really is like the most nutrient-rich supplements that you can find, and they are amazing. I have tried them. I absolutely love them. So just go to heartandsoil.co. Use coupon code Chantel Ray 10 and save you some money there. Let me ask you this. So it's funny because since I've been doing this show, you know, everyone's like, get this supplement, get this supplement, get this supplement. It's funny because I had went and got my blood work done and they said that something was a little off with my liver. And I was thinking, man, I think I'm taking too many supplements, like, because I don't drink at all. What is your thoughts on that?
Supplements supplement the healthy lifestyle. It's not a replacement for the healthy lifestyle, that's for sure. The most important things we're talking about, if you're like, hey, listen, I've only got so much money, well, sunshine, certainly in Arizona, sunshine's free. Sunshine, sleep, organic paleo foods. Get the stress out of your life. Get physically active. Do yoga. Go for a walk every morning and every evening. All that kind of stuff is all fundamental.
On the podcast, you've talked about the importance of tons of fiber. What are some of my best options for supplements?
First of all, Metamucil is loaded. It's all pesticide psyllium husk. Coming from India, you never want to use Metamucil. Artificial colors, artificial flavors, bad idea. If you want a psyllium product, I'm a fan of them for sure. Organic India psyllium husk powder. So maybe try that, because maybe it wasn't the psyllium, maybe it was just the other additives and chemicals in there. So that's a strategy there. When people have a lot of bloat and stuff like that, it's usually because they're deficient in digestive enzymes. So a good digestive enzyme product can be helpful. We have a product called Digest. There's other digestive enzyme products that are out there as well. Other sources of fiber, of course, just, green leafy vegetables are great sources of fiber. I don't have a problem with the occasional use of beans. Remember the old, poem rhyme, beans, they're good for your heart. I'm okay with beans. I love eating artichoke, Jerusalem artichoke, green artichokes is a great source of fiber as well. Of course, avocado. Avocado is such an awesome source of fiber. Vitamin C, E, magnesium, potassium, loaded with fiber, other phytonutrients. 5 to 7 avocados a week.
Okay, if I'm only going to pick 5 supplements, would that be one that you have to do it?
So if I was going to create a top 5, it would be a quality multivitamin, a quality greens powder, the beetroot powder, a product like my Paleo multi, and either a probiotic or a digestive enzyme. We live in a toxic, sick, polluted world, and most of us for the first 20, 30, 50, 70 years of our life, we were very unhealthy. We have a lot of catching up to do, and that's where supplements come in. They supplement the healthy lifestyle. I see people that lead what any of us would say is an uber healthy lifestyle, and we check their blood levels and there's still deficiencies based on genetics or based on their past history or just based on air, water, and soil. When you When you eat the best organic food coming from California farms, it's not the same as it was 100 years ago when you were able to grow broccoli in your backyard. It's just not the same.
Tell listeners where they can follow you and find your work.
My wife and I are The Doctors Wolfson, and that is our website, thedoctorswolfson.com. And doctors is abbreviated DRS, so check us out over there. Of course, we're on Facebook at The Doctors Wolfson. And then also I've got a private group called Natural Heart Doctor. So if you're interested in really in-depth holistic heart health information, head on over to Natural Heart Doctor and join us in there. We've got just excellent science, excellent information. And again, we got about 2,000 people in there right now, and it's a great group of camaraderie where you can kind of ask these questions, and the group helps to support you.